know, Fashion Nova is the world's fastest growing online boutique for women, men, and now kids. Fashion Nova dropped this line for girls and boys, and the sizes range from around 2T to about 10 years old. Let's talk about where they went wrong. Fashion Nova decided to literally make mini versions of adult clothes for kids. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not putting my daughter in any of that. And more than that, it was sickening to even see that it happened. What's y'all thoughts?
Well, I want to start with my first thought being I used to be a huge contributor to Fashion Nova too. But the first thing is that they steal a lot of people's ideas and stuff like that. And it's not a black owned brand, but they're profited most by black and brown people. So I think our target audience is them, and it really doesn't sit right with me that they are targeting our children, sexualizing our children. I think that there's a huge difference between what a white kid is allowed to do and how they will be perceived in the world versus what like our children is allowed to do and be perceived. Even it's like if I put colored hair in my daughter, like let her have pink tips or something, somebody would have something to say about how that was too grown. Versus if you see a little white girl wearing that, it's just cute. So I feel like it was very purposeful the way that they did this, dressing our kids up like little Instagram baddies and drug dealers. I don't like it.
I feel the same way. When I saw the line, it instantly gave me, did y'all saw this from the Cuties documentary vibes? Because what is happening? I just feel like I have a daughter. I like to dress her modern. I don't really be having her in like a lot of like cartoon characters. We have like a style, aesthetic look, but it's child appropriate. Like, and I think there's a way that you can make a clothing line for kids and make them look modern, or if that's what you want, and appropriate. I just feel like they sexualize those. What do a toddler need biker shorts for? I wear biker shorts to make my butt look nice. So I'm not understanding what my 6-year-old would need a pair of biker shorts for. Would they need a two-piece biker shorts for? I'm not a fan.
Um, so this may be a little bit of an unpopular opinion, but I mean, hey, for different perspectives here. What I will say is that I'm not super big on Fashion Nova. I really only buy from there, and Bianca can attest to this, when I need something delivered like next day. Because at the end of the day, the stuff is cute, they deliver on time, and I can count on them. But I was very, very disappointed in this line. And for me personally, it was less about the clothing, because I scrolled through some of it now. There are some pieces that I were like, y'all tried it. But to be fair, for me personally, there were a couple items that I would actually purchase and myself and put my daughter in. The part where they really crossed the line was the styling and the poses. It was almost like they just kept whoever does the creative direction for their normal shoots for children. They should have hired someone from a children's place or any other that works with kids, because you can't direct and style those the same. And that's the part for me personally. Like I said, some of the clothes, I ain't gonna lie, could have got jiggy with it. Could have did a little mommy and me type of thing where I still feel like it would have been age appropriate. But the styling, the poses, way too much. And I agree with Shay. Like, at the end of the day, we are probably one of their biggest supporters, the Black and Brown community. We shell out a lot of coins. So it does, especially in this climate with Pizzagate and all of these other child trafficking things that we have going on right now, it was like, read the room. They should have read the room.
Agreed.
I think definitely reading the room. And like Shani, there are some pieces that I was like, that's really cute. She can wear that. But I think for me, the entire collection is what stopped me from buying those small pieces that would have been cute. I think it's the entire collection and how I would feel as a mom being like, oh yeah, I got this from fashion. Because then people are gonna go look and be like, you was even looking at this stuff for your kids? And I think it goes to, people are so quick to say, like, don't over sexualize the kids. It's how you look at it. And at the end of the day, you have these little girls posing like they're going out on a night in the town. Most of the items, I'm just like, where is my daughter even going that she would need to wear like, and then it was like the titles of the outfits were like things like easy to get mini, like easy to get what? What y'all getting? Like easy to get to what? And so I think everything that ties into the names, the poses, how they had them dressed, how they had their faces looking, it just all went into what are y'all trying to normalize here? Because you can't tell me that any of those poses were age appropriate. They just weren't.
I just feel like who was in the room, who was in the design room, like who, I'm sure there were lots of mothers, parents on the design team, down from the posing, down to the naming of the clothing. So again, I'm like, what were y'all doing? Because I know if I'm a mom and I'm on the board and they're like, I'm thinking like this, I'd be like, I have a 6-year-old. I definitely would not, this isn't okay. And I feel like it would have been a lot of people on the board who could have been like, okay, well, maybe that's a little much. Let's tame it down. Or, there was just a lot of different ways they could have made it more a kid's line.
Yeah. I think that in all of the we all have, that we say, okay, we have to be very specific, and be very intentional about what we are doing. A business that is that big and has that big of an influence, because we know that Fashion Nova has a huge influence over the way people feel about their body image. When they came out and blew up, it shifted the culture completely. It changed Instagram completely. Girls were going from being regular, degular, all themselves, to actually feeling like they have to wear makeup, they have to have a certain breast size, or they have to have a certain booty, all of these things. And these are things that I'm trying to protect my child from. I'm trying to shield my child from believing that she has to look a certain way, have a certain aesthetic, and that she could just be happy being exactly how God created her. So I feel like they intentionally did this. They know the influence that they have over people.
I agree.
And they can try again a few years from now. But honestly, I feel like everyone is kind of at a point where we're tired of seeing the old same stunts and tricks from them. And
yeah, so next week, don't be apologizing like, we're sorry, it was right. You knew it was raunchy before you left it. We tired of the fake apologies because it's our lash.
Right, leave it.